Childhood Jesus 9. Why did Jesus have to be born from the line of David? Why did Jesus have to be born from the descendants of King David? In fact, when we look at the Gospels precisely, we realize that Jesus is not the fleshly son of Joseph who is of the clan of Judas. So from the descendants of King David, to the point that to register his son, he will go to Bethlehem where his family is from, during this first census under Quirinius. So we could say that materially Jesus is not David's clan. In fact, because Joseph adopts it and paternity by adoption is true paternity. The mother of Jesus Mary, obviously, is of the family of Elizabeth whose husband is a priest. So, it seems that Mary is from the clan of Levi, from the tribe of Levi who are the priests who go to the temple. Thus, by his carnal mother he is son of priest and by his adoptive father, he is son of king. What does that mean? Well, that's the whole problem of Israel. Israel is a historical story, with wars, with real kings who reign over peoples, priests who are priests in the temple who offer cattle and also birds, as a sacrifice to Yahweh. Well, this priesthood and this material story, Jesus will spiritualize them to show what eternal kingship is, the eternal priesthood. So he had to come down from all this carnal preparation, sacrifice of animals. Jesus becomes the priest of self-sacrifice, to save others. An earthly king who gives orders to others, who dominates them and who is served. Jesus was to become the true king for eternity, the servant king, because the greatest will be the least, the one who will become the servant of all. Israel in her flesh, in her material history is therefore the image of what will be in the spiritual point of view and which takes on a completely different meaning that will give Jesus. But, in order to make him understand the little as well as in the history of Jeanne d'Arc, which is not very similar, a material war, which is there, which really took place, makes it possible to understand a war spiritual. The whole material history of Jesus makes it possible to understand his spiritual message. The conquest of the promised land, Canaan, with an iron sword, makes it possible to understand the conquest of the eternal land, paradise. Ditto for Jeanne d'Arc. Its material combat, the English are the symbol of the fight against the demons, the poor they can do nothing, but it means this spiritual fight that it will do in its prison and then its glorification by great victory, in holiness, not in a material victory. Why is God doing this? Because that which is carnal explains the spirit. But unfortunately many men believe that the carnal is the one who signifies something while he must always refer to the spiritual sense that relates to eternal salvation.